Now we have another type of fur with our dear little fellow. He's a koala that I took this picture at the Currumbin Sanctuary while he was having a snooze in the middle of the day. Now with koala fur, their nose is actually like leathery but smoothish, and apparently it's quite soft to touch. So I've just done that with a bit of a textured effect with the 8B, but then I've smoothed it out with the stub. And with the fur, with koala fur, small circles going round and round with your 8B, catching that texture of the paper. Because actually with koalas, when you part their fur, it's light underneath, and the grey that you see is like a grey wiry fur that grows up through the fluffy white. And where it's in shadow, you press a little harder to get it a little darker. And where it's in sunlight, just lighten your technique a little and just catch the bubbles in the paper. So you still have that fur effect, but it's going from light to dark. Now when you look at the bark in the background, I've done a little bit of bark that's on the tree that he's sitting in. And I'll show you how to do the bark in this particular piece of tree. So what you do is the same as your tree technique when you were drawing the trees. Draw, twist with your 8B to make the texture of the bark. I'm doing it darker on this side because this is where the shadow is. And it's got to go right up, right up, right up, right up, right up there. But I'll just do this little part and I'll show you how to do that technique. Once you've done a few lines there for the cracks in the bark, then start at the base and go round and round and round and round and round in circles. And go a little bit darker near the cracks, just to create a bit of an effect. Now I'm just going to turn this on the side a little bit because it's a bit easier to do. I'm pressing a little harder there to get that darkness, and I'm just putting a few darker areas where those cracks are. Going around circles so that you don't get streaks. And a bit lighter on the light side. So that starts to build up to look like bark. Okay.